All right, we are on. Okay, so let's recap a little bit about what we just talked about, just really brief.
Okay.
Tell me again in a short version of kind of what you're going through.
All right. So the part that what was it? The part that the college.
Yeah, well, just decisions and then how you feel and how it's made you feel and kind of looking back at the road that's led you
All right.
where you are today.
All right. Okay. So the decision that I made, I had two D1 offers. Was
Mm-hmm.
Syracuse and was Kansas Blue Jays or Blue Jays, and the decision I made was to stay at home instead of going up there. When I toured it, it didn't feel like home. Didn't
Mm-hmm.
feel like it was a good place because I didn't know anyone over there, and
Mm-hmm.
I knew no one. So I was just going up there for to no one when I could stay down here to all my friends and all my family. So I made the decision to stay down here and to be down here for maybe like 3 weeks and 4 weeks, and all of a sudden the coaches and the players were all the school was really not what I thought it was.
Uh-huh.
The school was not that good, and what happened now that I decided to quit that school, I have no other place to go now. So now, and I feel like I lost everything because I disappointed my family. I feel like I quit on my dad and I
Mm-hmm.
quit on my family.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so um, I have, again, like I told you, I have a bunch of questions that,
Yeah.
are you willing to be honest with me?
Yes.
Are you willing to be kind of put in a position that you might be pretty uncomfortable?
Yes.
Okay, so it sounds like you really want to get better and you want to get back on track.
Yeah.
And the number one question first is going to be, why do you want to get back on track? What do you want to accomplish?
Well, as of right now, it is. I feel just. I feel just fat. I feel like obese, and I feel that. Okay, so before, when I was 290, I was able to walk the dog for like miles, and I was able to walk without or I was able to jog for a good like portion of time and
Right,
not be out of breath, not be dying.
right,
And I feel like I want my body back how it is.
right.
Like there's hoodies that I have that I wore during school,
Mm-hmm,
that was when I was during football season, and now I can't even wear them now.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So
So, okay, so let's actually, do you have a piece of paper and a pen?
no, I don't, but I can go get it.
Or even like your phone is fine. You can take.
Okay. Yeah, take notes.
Okay, so because we're going in a couple different directions here, and they're all really important directions.
Okay.
But ultimately, we need to kind of figure out your why.
All right.
And the first thing you mentioned is kind of just like your feeling in your body. Now,
Yeah.
there's going to be a couple directions on this because number one, your alignment. In order to perform, you have to stay big, you have to stay athletic, you have to stay strong. So, you know, although 290 pounds might be bigger than the majority
Still a lot. Yeah.
it's actually okay for how tall you are, your position, and what you need to do on the field.
Yeah.
Now, where you're at now is not where we want to be because it's a
Uh-huh.
completely different body. So keeping in mind that we still want to have you at a good playing weight and a good performance weight, you're not there right now. And as a matter of fact, you're on the opposite side of where we want to be because
Complete opposite.
well, we want you struggling to be like, oh no, I got to gain weight, so I'm at my playing weight,
Yeah.
football purposes. Um, Now, health wise and like long term health, because it'd be awesome if in 10 years you're still playing at the professional level. But in 20 years, realistically, you're just not going to be playing. So you're still going to be young in 20 years. And we want to make sure that you're able to live whatever life you want. You mentioned walking the dogs. Maybe you'd have kids that you want to play with. Maybe you want
Yeah.
to just be active in general and stay healthy so that 20 years from there and 40 years, you're still healthy again. So I want you to write down a couple reasons like why is a healthy body weight important to you? And if
Okay.
you're comfortable,
You want me to read it out loud or just?
If you're comfortable, yes.
Hold on, I'm gonna write it down first.
Okay, do that.
The first one is to be more active where I can walk around and not be out of breath, like like I said, like walking the dog and like, you know. The second one is when working out with kind of like my family, you know, like sometimes my mom and my sister will go for a jog, but they go like miles, right? And I don't want to be at the point where I gotta stop, and they're gonna sit there and not want to feel bad for me, so they're gonna stop with me. I want to be able to just continue to go with them.
Yeah.
There's at the time where like my friends want to go to the park and just want to like just throw the football and whatever. I don't want to be the one sitting down and not being able to do anything. There's certain things like, you know, like the active parks that they have, and they have the carnivals. You know, also there's another thing is the roller coasters. You know, Disney World, I can't even go to because the weight limit's 230 pounds. There's sometimes there's some jet skis you can't even ride on because you're just too big. And when you go on the boats, there's some boats that they make you sit on the opposite side because you're so big. There's a whole bunch of things.
Right. And yeah, that makes sense. Now, keeping in mind again, like, you know, you're always going to be bigger than me, for example. Like, we're two different bodies. But again, it's coming back to realistically, you know, we want that good lifestyle as an athlete and as just a person, because that's what makes you whole. Is, are you a wholesome person? So I agree. Now, I also want you to write down kind of like the threats that come along with not being able to do that. Does that make sense?
Well, can you say that again?
If you don't accomplish your goal of getting down to 90, what is going to happen?
I mean, I would have to start like doing. So as of right now, you know, I have a reminder on my like sometimes on the phone to take my medicine, and also like go like as soon as it like, pops up, take my medicine. It says to go like for a walk in the morning, or say go for a run, or work out. Like I have a reminder, like I think it was like 1, and it says like either do a jog or weight. Since we have weights here, work out here. Just a reminder to be more active, more healthy. I mean, there's things that I can get rid of, like my PS4. You gotta sacrifice stuff like that.
Well, I mean, it's a little different than the question I was asking, but that's
okay. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Now, do you adhere to those reminders that you set on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So let's say that you're doing all that stuff, but you're still late and you're still not where you want to be. How is it like negatively impacted?
If it'll affect me because I'm gonna get bigger, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. Like, what happens if you don't get it down to your weight? What's gonna?
If I don't get down to my weight, I don't know. I'm gonna stay the same. I'm stay unhealthy.
And how do you feel right now?
Not good. I just feel. What's the word? I just feel like I'm just heavy. Like I don't know what's the word. There's a word to it.
Can you give me some like emotions that you've been feeling the past couple weeks?
Lazy. There's I've been unmotivated to do anything because it's a lot of work getting up, getting down, getting out. I just been feeling out of it, I should say.
Okay.
So yeah.
No, that's fine. So we're gonna come back to that
Uh-huh.
later on. Uh,
Yeah.
some of like the vocabulary that you said.
Okay.
We're going to come back to that. I also have a couple more questions that I want to ask in regards to, playing football and kind of the reasons behind it and what we had spoke about earlier. So, number one, can you answer me? Tell me, why do you want to play football?
Because I wanna. Well, I wanna. I like football. I like the game. It's something I really love,
Okay.
and it's fun. Like to me, it's fun, and it's an easy way of making your family, making my mom and dad not having to do anything
Mhm.
in life and later in life,
Mhm.
and I can like basically not let them work ever again.
Yeah.
And it's a fun way of doing it. It's nothing like I have to go on the streets and work on the streets. When
Yeah.
you just play something you love to do.
Yeah. Any other reasons behind why you want to play?
Not really, just because of them. I mean, it's like because I love the game, but mostly because I want to do stuff for my parents, my family.
So the first thing you said when I said, "Why do you want to play football?" is, "I don't know," and you quickly came back with a response. But that "I don't know" needs to be gone.
Yeah,
We need to
yeah,
know, why do you want to play it. So you have gone back to your family so many times. I know I've known you for almost 5 years. I know how
mm-hmm.
important family values are to you. I know how much you guys love each other, and I love that.
Yeah,
But if that's the reason, then it needs to overcome any negative side of it. So if you want to be able to really, really, really take care of them, and you do love the sport, then that needs to overcome any doubt, any negative talk, anything negative that comes to your mind. You need to turn it into, I want to take care of my family. I want to be
yeah.
able.
And that's the time where when I'm feeling like down in practice, because practice sometimes isn't fun,
No
and
doubt.
practice is like it's it hurts sometimes. When you're running all that conditioning, and I look past it and I say, this is something I can do for my family. This is something that I earned. This. You try to move on to the next level.
Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
that's all.
Okay, so pause, get out your phone, write down your why. Say, what is my why? Write it down. And then also make a note that as soon as we hang up, you are writing that down on a giant piece of paper and you are sticking it on your bathroom mirror.
Okay.
So look at that paper 5 times a day, and it needs to be the number one thought in your head. You need to live it. You need to love it. You need
Yeah. And there's another thing that I can say to you now that like we're talking like this is sometimes during practice when I was at St. Thomas high school, I don't think this was really a problem because we never really conditioned. We never really ran. All we did was just do team, and like we just do team. We just hit each other, and that was it. High school, we never did conditioning. We never worked out.
Yeah.
And here now we wake up at 5. We wake up at 4:30 in the morning, and we're out there running without eating anything. Being the way that I was, since I didn't train at all going up there,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, practice. Like, I wasn't motivated because I was so out of shape and I wasn't in shape. And all you see is these skinny people who've been working out all summer. They're into it. They're running. They're awake. And I'm sitting there like, how the hell are these guys even moving?
Yeah. Well,
So
then,
that's something that.
then we need to be able to get you there because,
Yeah.
truthfully, Jack, if you want to be a college athlete, if you want to be a professional athlete, it's
Changed a lot.
early morning. It's doing stuff you don't want to. It's
Yeah.
hard. It hurts. You're not gonna come in. You should never come in first in conditioning. There's stuff.
I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not your position to come in first. Your position is to finish and finish
Yeah.
at your absolute
Yeah.
best.
But that was the thing is where they have our school did the O-line at 4. Like it was like 4:30 in the morning, and then they separated it because some people get being dead last. Like it hurt some people, so they said that let's separate it. So they do us 4:30 in the morning, and then they do the receivers, running backs, and all the skill position at 5.
Yeah.
And then they had like the defense workout at 6.
Okay.
And
So
then they practice at 7.
no doubt it's not fun,
Yeah.
But Jack, and again, we're going to come back to this later on as well.
Cool.
You need to be able to not worry about anybody else. You know,
Yeah.
on something like conditioning, is it a team or is it an individual sport at the moment?
Okay.
Is it team or is it individual for conditioning?
It was team.
It was team?
Oh, it was individual. Individual.
Exactly.
Individual.
So,
Individual.
exactly. So you need to be able to put your blindfold on and to really not give a fuck about what anybody else is doing and saying, because if you're just like we talked about, I said you're saying some negative self-talk to you. If you're letting these people's negative self-talk or negative feelings, even if they're not talking about you, even if they're like, oh my god, I hate this, guess what, everyone hates conditioning, we know that.
Yeah.
But saying I hate this and dwelling on the negative, your subconscious mind is so strong, you're not really allowing yourself to get over the fact that you hate it and to do the work and get better. You're just sitting here, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. You're not really like maximizing your potential. So in a situation like that, you're always gonna have people who are gonna be like, I don't want to be up at 4:30, I don't want to be running, I don't want to do XYZ. But who signed up for it, Jack?
Yeah.
You did, right?
Yeah. I
It's
understand.
part of it. It's just part of it. And if you have some higher goal and you have an ultimate, why am I doing this? To take care of my family, it shouldn't matter what time you're up, how brutal the workout is, what other people are saying to you, about you, to somebody else, and you overhear it. You need to be able to close your ears, close your eyes, and go, right?
Yeah.
So it always is going to come back to, why am I doing this? Why am I here? What do I want? And if that's truly enough, if taking care of your parents is truly enough, it should overcome any negative thing from the outside, right?
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
yeah. So ultimately, you have a choice of who you surround yourself with in your day-to-day life. And I think that you need to be taking that very seriously. I think everyone needs to take that very seriously. Now, unfortunately, you don't have a complete choice of who you surround yourself in the workplace or on your football team because it's there. But you do have 100% power of who you allow to impact your thoughts and feelings, right?
Yeah. And that's something else that we could talk about later. But yeah, that's having 4 people in our dorm, just in my side of the dorm, that we sleep like next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
When they're like, okay, so I was struggling because I was so big, right? So I'm like, oh, really 4:00 in the morning practice. So having 4 other people say that and having 4 other people talk like that next to me, it's just what you said.
It's exhausting.
It's like it makes you look not into it. It makes you feel like you don't even want to do it because everyone's like, oh.
So maybe that's something that you need to take very seriously as you transition into your next school and team. What is my living situation?
That's what we also talked about. Is my next school? I'm probably gonna have an apartment. I'm either by myself or I'll find somebody else who's on the O line, who's passionate about the game, wants to do it.
That's going to be huge because your living situation is going to really affect you. And it's
Yeah.
hard. I'm not saying it's easy to just block out other people, but it's something that's necessary, right?
Yep.
So again, what people say on the field, you don't have control over them, but you do have control of letting it get into you. And you do, outside of the field, have control of who you're allowing to eat dinner with you and who you're allowing to be in your house and who you're allowing to just be in your circle. Because any negative people, whether they're your best friend and brother or not, they're negative, they're negative.
Mhm.
Right? That's not worth it.
That's not worth it.
Yeah. Anything else to add to that?
No, that's it for that.
So going back to, why you want to play football, and this is something that you have done for years, you always bring it back to your dad. And again, I know how much it means to him. I know how proud he is of you. I know how much you love him being proud of you. But ultimately, are you doing this for him or are you doing
No,
okay?
I'm not doing it for him. Like I know I've already had a talk with Jay Gruden about it because my dad's best friend is Jay Gruden.
Right.
He brought me to the point where because I'm not really that smart. I'm not really that good at school. So we talked about how I can get in the NFL without school It's harder, 10 times harder. But we talked about school and we talked about all that, and he talked about my feelings on if you're just doing it because you're afraid of what your dad said, like if you just want to quit right now and you're afraid of your dad coming up to you and like yelling at you, then you're not gonna make it anywhere in life. You're not gonna
Anywhere, not just
yeah, you're not gonna make it anywhere in life.
Yeah.
If you want to quit, if you want to do this for your dad, just quit right now. You're not doing nothing for yourself.
Yep.
And we've had that discussion, we've had that talk, and no, it's not. I've had other people come up to me, NFL players, tell me that too, but it's not mainly for him. It's basically like I just love the game, but also like I don't know, I want to help out family. Like what they're doing for me, they bought me my truck, they bought me a second car. I've owned a second car. They have a roof over my head. You know, I want to help them out now.
Yeah, and you should want to help them, but ultimately, in depth, that's John Gruden. You know, like
That's John Gruden and Jay Gruden. They both came up to me and said something to me.
Yeah, they know what they're talking about. They've been around the block, and they're not the only ones to say it. It's a common theme. You have to do it for yourself. I love your ultimate why. You want to give back to them. You want to be that same person for somebody else, but you have to do it for you, and you have to love it. And I do believe that you love it, but I need your mindset to shift where there's no negative talks, right?
Yes.
So moving into do you have anything else to add first?
No, that's it for that.
Okay. So let's go into kind of, some of the things that you were saying earlier is like you're like, oh, I made some bad decisions because, I chose the school on location. I did blah, blah, blah. Now, here's the thing, Jack. We can't change that, right?
Nope.
Who would have told you, maybe you would have gone to Syracuse and it would have been awful. It just wasn't a good fit. And you said so you don't know that it was the wrong decision, and maybe it was the best decision of your life. Maybe you had to be slapped across the face 10 times before you understood, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? Right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you that most successful people will look back at the times that they were thrown in the fire, and that is what changed my life. I would be where I am if it was easy. And you can say all the cliche stuff like growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone, and diamonds form under pressure.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, you're not
it's just it sucks now because it's like my cousin Riyadh, he plays for Syracuse now, and he's gonna go to Maryland next year, but he plays for Syracuse now, and he's playing football right now. He's out there running around right now, and
you're talking about someone else. We're talking about you.
Oh yeah.
Right? We're not even talking about anybody else. We're talking about you. That's the only thing that matters.
Well, it was gonna come back on me, but yeah.
Yep, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Compare yourself to anybody, because guess what? You're gonna always paint the best picture of them, whoever you're comparing yourself, and you don't know what negative sides there are to that person. And you're always gonna, if you compare yourself, you're always gonna find a reason to look smaller than someone. And so we need to eliminate any comparison. Okay?
All right.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. Now looking back again, you thought you picked it on the location. You thought you wanted to stay here. Wasn't a good fit. We cannot change the past. So it's just, okay, what are we doing to move forward? Truthfully, it was the best year to happen. With it's a weird year. So we might as well have our ass handed to us now and come out on top because of it. So we are going to move forward. Deal?
Yes, deal.
So because it's a deal, you have to, and again, I mean, it's your choice, but I want you to agree to a couple things. And write these down. Number 1, no comparing, right?
Okay, hold on.
No comparing.
All right, number 1. All right.
And you tell me why we don't want to do that.
Because it's all about myself. You don't.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't want to look. You don't compare yourself to other people's.
Exactly.
life. Yeah.
Exactly. This is a really big one that I think that you need to improve on most is your self-talk, Jack. Your self-talk is really poor. We need to get you being your best fan, right?
Yeah.
So
I can agree with you on that a lot about that.
Yeah, because
Everyone says
in
that.
this conversation, you told me that you felt lazy. You told
Yeah.
me you felt unmotivated. You told me you weren't smart at school. I don't want to hear that stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay to have strengths and weaknesses, no doubt.
Yeah.
But when we talk, we can't label ourselves as lazy and stupid. And, you know, that's,
Uh,
you're going to say that. So maybe you don't get the best grades. And guess what? I didn't either. But you want to know something about those people who got better grades than me in college that might have a cool
Yeah.
job title?
Uh-huh.
Guess what? They didn't make
What?
it like I did this year, right?
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. And so I don't care if I'm not the smartest in the room because I have qualities they don't. I work hard at my business. I impact people's lives, and I have done a lot for other people. And I don't know what they're doing. I'm sure they have a cool job title. I'm sure they're doing well. And I know that they have a really cool GPA when they graduated 6 years ago. I don't remember what mine was. It was good. It was awesome.
3.0 something. Yeah.
It doesn't matter because guess what happens for your GPA once you graduate?
Nothing.
Grad schools. And I didn't go to grad school because I didn't want to. And so why would I compare myself to someone else's path when I'm doing what I'm supposed to do? So you need to have that self-esteem. Just because you don't follow the path of your cousin or your friend or John Gruden or whoever it is,
Yeah.
you're making your path, and your path is way better for you, and it's way cooler for you than it would be for anybody.
For anyone else. Uh-huh.
Anybody else. So you need to get that in your head, number one. Okay?
Yep.
You need to, and write this down as well. We're gonna talk a little bit further about this later on.
Yeah.
Not on this call, but kind of like a morning formula. Like, what are you doing in the morning that you have a routine, or you have words that you say to yourself, or you kind of picture yourself living the life that you expect. So, and you talk about it like it's in the future or like it's in the present. So you could say, I have been a professional or an NFL lineman for 5 years. I've made X amount of money. I've done XYZ for my parents.
Uh-huh.
I'm happy. I'm confident. I'm healthy. I'm giving back.
Okay.
I'm doing XYZ. I'm doing whatever you sound like you want to be defined as, right?
Uh-huh.
Did you notice how positive that was?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you write that stuff in?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. And I'm going to give you this recording at the end too, so that you can kind of go over it and listen to it. And maybe for the first week, this is something you just, or anytime that you feel down, you pull this recording out and you listen to it.
All right.
About why am I doing this? Who am I? You know?
Yes.
Okay. Now I have one more thing to add.
All right.
And I'm going to be very, very honest. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Something that I want you getting away from is like a victim mentality. You know, we want you to be super strong. So again, thinking about you only, not about circumstances, not about people, not about things. You need to think about, I am where I am. Like, how can I be better today? How can I turn this situation into this ideal situation? And you can't be the victim, right? The victim's always the victim, right?
Yeah.
You ever met a victim who who thought like they're the victim in every single situation, no matter what it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
They always feel sorry for themselves. They always have something to bitch about. They always are negative. And are they fun to be around?
Nope.
Are they happy?
No.
No, none of that stuff. So we need you to have a winning mindset in every aspect of life: football, life, family, relationships, whatever else it is. And so moving forward, you don't get to talk to anyone, especially yourself, about what negative things happened on that football team or how bad decisions impacted XYZ, correct?
Yeah.
So if someone says, hey, why'd you leave that school? Well, it wasn't a very good fit because I'm better than that, truthfully, right? I just XYZ, found out it couldn't give it to me, so I left to go make my own new path. I'm now winning, I'm now in a clearer vision, and I'm accomplishing these goals.
Bye.
Right? Way better
Yeah.
way of saying the exact same story.
Yeah, it's way better way.
Way better way. And guess who it's going to impact most? Who's that going to impact? Saying it that way.
Me?
You, right?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
the person on the receiving end of that story doesn't give a about you.
Yeah.
Ultimately, nobody really cares about anybody except for themselves. People are very selfish. So somebody asking you that, they might be asking for the wrong reasons. So you're not really telling them the answer, you're telling you the answer. Hey, listen to this awesome thing that I'm doing now. This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm doing it. This is where I'm gonna be. Watch me because I'm about to take off. Right?
Yeah.
And then you
Right.
don't have to care what they do with the story. They can take it or leave it. They can go to you don't care what they do with the story, but you take that win and you put that on your own confidence and on your own self-image. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Or
That's
it's
okay. You're I'm not
gonna take a
offended
little bit.
by it. I just
It's
hate
gonna
it.
take a little bit.
That's fine. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So you have some homework to do. You have it all written down, yeah?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I want you to do that homework and send me a I did it text or a picture of it or whatever, just so I know that you did it. Okay. And that you're
All right. Yeah. Well.
okay. Do you have anything to add to that?
No,
Okay. Why are you playing football?
because for my family, because well, it's for myself, and because I love the game, and to what we just talked about to retire for my family,
Mm-hmm.
to give back to my family.
Uh-huh. And how's it gonna make you feel when you take care of your mom and dad?
Make me feel like I accomplished something in life. Make me feel accomplished.
I mean, you already have. You've accomplished a
Yeah.
lot in life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's gonna give you a more sense of fulfillment.
More. Yeah.
Okay. Keep thinking about that deep why, and then
Uh,
ask why again, and then ask why again, and then ask why again. Keep doing that. This is something that it doesn't happen overnight. And typically it doesn't happen in 1 year either. This is the lifelong habit that we want to form. So this is an ongoing piece of paper that you're just going to keep writing on. Just hang it on your bathroom mirror. Every time you think of something, write it down. It will resolve with you. Okay?
All right.
Okay. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, that's it.
Okay. You're awesome. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
One more piece of homework.
Uh
Take the dog on a walk before I see you Monday.
huh. I will.
Okay?
I will.
All
Yep.
right.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Have a good weekend and I'll see you soon, okay?
Yep.
Let me know
I'll
if
see you.
yeah.
All right. Bye.